The dining room buzzed with soft conversation, the gentle clink of cutlery and crystal creating a cozy ambience. Laughter echoed warmly around the table, unaware of the storm churning within me. For 15 years, these monthly dinner parties had been our tradition. But that night, I felt like a stranger in my own home. "You won't believe what Phipe did for me last weekend," Lauren said, her voice cutting through the chatter like a spotlight. Everyone's attention turned to her. She held her wine glass with practiced ease, a flirtatious smile playing at her lips. Phipe, she'd said his name before. Just a co-worker, according to her. An important business contact, nothing more. Yet tonight, her tone told a different story. Amanda, our nosy neighbor, leaned in with wide eyes. "Ooh, do tell." Lauren beamed. "He took me to Napa. Private villa, exclusive tastings, the whole experience." Her laugh, light and carefree, felt like a slap. I honestly felt like a queen. Around the table, admiring murmurs rose. I could hardly hear them over the pounding of blood in my ears. Seated beside the woman I'd loved for nearly 2 decades, I listened as she detailed another man's romantic gestures like I didn't exist. She hadn't glanced my way once. "That's amazing," Amanda gushed. "You're so lucky to have someone treat you like that." "Lucky," Lauren repeated, her voice lilting with satisfaction. But she didn't mention me, not once. Not the man who worked relentless hours to provide this life. Not the husband who funded these dinners, supported her every whim, every career change, every dream. I forced a calm smile and spoke, my voice even. "Sounds like Phipe really has a knack for romance." Finally, she looked at me. Just a flicker. And for a moment, something passed through her eyes. Regret? Annoyance? It disappeared too quickly to tell. She gave a tight-lipped smile. "He certainly does," she said, her tone sharp with challenge. I didn't respond. I simply noted it. The rest of the evening blurred into mechanical hospitality, refilling wine glasses, clearing plates, laughing at jokes I didn't hear. But beneath the surface, something in me had snapped. I wasn't just betrayed. I was humiliated. And I'd had enough. When the last guest left, my plan was already forming. The next morning, I acted like everything was normal. I kissed Lauren on the cheek, wished her a good day, and watched her drive away. Then I got to work. Her phone history was the first step. It didn't take long to find the evidence. Countless messages, late-night calls, photos from that weekend in Napa. I forwarded them all to myself. Then I dug into our joint account, listing every transaction she'd made in the past few months. Hotel bookings, dinners, luxury gifts, all paid with our shared money. With the proof secured, I contacted my lawyer. Divorce was coming, but not just yet. I wanted her exposed. And I knew exactly how to do it. Our next dinner party was already scheduled for 2 weeks later. It gave me the perfect window. When the night arrived, the house looked immaculate. The lights glowed softly, the scent of a slow-cooked roast filled the air, and the table was dressed like something from a magazine. Guests arrived, laughter resumed, and Lauren was in her element again, flashing that radiant smile, working the room like the queen she believed herself to be. I waited. When dessert was served and the conversations lulled, I rose from my seat, holding up my champagne. "Before we enjoy the tiramisu," I said, voice steady, "I'd like to say a few words." Everyone turned toward me. Lauren's eyes narrowed just slightly, curious. 17 years ago, I married the woman I believed would stand by me through anything. "Lauren, you've been my partner, my support, my joy. And tonight, I want to raise a toast to you." The room filled with soft smiles and polite sighs. Lauren smiled too, though I caught a flicker of unease. "But marriage," I continued, "is built on trust. And when that trust is broken, it can never return to what it once was." Silence fell. The mood shifted. Lauren's smile faltered, her hand tightening around her glass. "I know about Phipe." Gasps erupted around the table. Lauren went pale. "For months you've lied to me," I said, not raising my voice but making every word count. "You used our home, our money, and our marriage as camouflage for your affair. And last time we gathered here, you had the nerve to celebrate it openly." "David," she began, voice cracking. I lifted my hand, silencing her. "Don't. I'm not interested in excuses." Not anymore. I turned to our guests, their faces stunned. I've compiled everything, the texts, the receipts, the photos. I'll be filing for divorce on Monday. But tonight isn't just about that. I reached beneath the table and pulled out a folder. I placed it in the center of the table. In here, you'll find the truth. I thought it only fair that those who admired Lauren so much knew who she really was. Lauren's expression twisted in rage. You have no right to humiliate me like this. I have every right, I said, my voice hardening. You turned our life into a joke. This is your consequence. Then I looked at the room. People I'd hosted, laughed with, trusted. Forgive me if I don't walk you out, I said coldly. I have packing to do. And with that I left. The aftermath was swift and brutal. Word spread quickly. Lauren's pristine image shattered almost overnight. Friends turned cold. Whispers followed her everywhere. And Phipe? He was married too. His wife filed for divorce within the week, using the evidence I provided. I moved into a modern apartment downtown. My lawyer handled the divorce efficiently, and thanks to the mountain of evidence, the settlement leaned heavily in my favor. Some friends reached out, some to apologize, some to defend Lauren. I didn't bother sorting them. It didn't matter anymore. For the first time in years, I was no longer living a lie. No longer trapped by the illusion of a happy marriage. I was free. Free from betrayal, from false smiles, and from a love that had long since died. And with that freedom came something I hadn't felt in a very long time. Peace.